All right, enough Classico. Let's talk about the game that was basically the Premier League's Classico the last couple of years, maybe still is, Liverpool and Manchester City. Going into this game, everything said City. Liverpool had a ton of injuries, a ton of absences. There was a well-rested Erling Haaland, Pep Guardiola plugging him into the charger that he keeps at the Etihad. I know it's a joke I made before, but I still like the joke. And Liverpool emerges victors after a phenomenal game. I mean, leaving aside, even if Liverpool had lost that game somehow 2-0 or whatever, the way these two teams played, I thought it was incredibly entertaining. Not many goals, obviously just the one goal. I thought this is the kind of thing that you can really, really get a boost if you're Liverpool.
Completely, yeah. Although we thought before that maybe they already kick-started their season after the win against Newcastle in the last minute, after the win against Ajax. And they hadn't really, but this is different because it's City, because it's Liverpool's best performance of the season for me in terms of how you defended as a team, how you defended together, your intensity, the way you press, the way you set up, everything that you could have done, the way you defended on Haaland, De Bruyne, all of that. Maybe you're helped by Pep's strange setup and strange ideas again, and I think he overthought it again. But it doesn't matter. In Liverpool, you can only think about what you can do well, and certainly with the defense with Milner, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robo to defend like that was really, really remarkable. It was, for me, they were outstanding from start to finish.
Klopp made some huge calls in this, the kind that kind of can blow up in your face. Milner at right back, I thought. And with that Gomez in the middle after the kind of horrible games Gomez has had. Henderson, best game of the season and Henderson's on the bench, right?
Yeah,
Trent, not fully
I kind of
fit.
welcome that.
I know you were going to see a link between the two. It worked out. Now, it worked out, again, I'm talking in terms of performance, right? You can come up and you can bring up the referee and whatever else. But I'm just talking in terms of performance, right? And they could have lost and it still would have mattered. On the refereeing point, I think two big talking points legit. One is the situation when Jurgen Klopp got sent off. He apologized for afterwards. It is pretty unbecoming, whatever heat of the moment. But
the goal?
I want to deal with sending off first.
Sorry, yeah.
How do you not see Bernardo Silva grabbing his shirt?
I don't understand. The linesman, and I get all this.
The linesman's right there.
I get that the theme was clearly let the game play. Let the game play. Don't blow anything. I think they gave 17 fouls. That should have been the 18th one because this is flagrant, as we say in basketball. This is just like it's not on.
And if you don't give that, the other one obviously was the one that wasn't given and then was given on VAR and which really annoyed Pep Guardiola. And that was the one which led to the goal being Phil Foden's goal being struck off.
Yeah.
It was Haaland on Fabinho.
Yeah.
How do you see that?
But you can't, again, I can understand what Guardiola is saying. If at the start of the game you said to the two managers, I'm not going to give fouls, I'm going to let the flow of the game go. I'm not going to give anything really. And you don't give the Bernardo on Salah either. You can't give the Haaland on Fabinho. You just don't give it.
I think the thing with this one was...
But it's a foul. It's a foul, 100%.
There is a grab of the shirt.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There's definitely a grab of the shirt from Haaland. So if I'm the VAR, I say, look, Anthony Taylor can say he wants the referee one way. I'm just going to point out to him, and because he might not have seen it, that it's not just Haaland jostling, but he grabs his shirt. And then it's over to you, Anthony, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to absolve the VAR in this situation. He did his job. He's pointing it out.
Yeah, no,
and then if Anthony Taylor wants to...
Yeah.
I do have some sympathy with Pep. I mean, in my view, it is a foul. I don't even think that there were that many situations. I know, obviously, he let it run. He didn't call ticky-tacky stuff. But I don't think there were that many situations where it was like, oh, that was definitely wrong. This one... I don't know. I can see why Pep is annoyed.
Yeah, I can see. Although they would have given the foul on Alisson by Haaland had they not given the shirt pull too. So
that's what they said. And again,
GMOL would always say that, I guess.
Of course, but I also thought that would have been wrong.
Yeah,
because I don't think that was a foul by Haaland on Alisson. Where does this leave City? Because you touched upon it, and quickly, we're going to get into this much deeper on the Gab and Juls Show. Was it an overthinking, and did it cost them?
I think it cost them. I have to say. I didn't really understand. I think the back three, they've played it before. I just quickly, you see James Milner as right back. I cannot believe that you don't put Cancelo and Foden on Elliott and Milner's side and put pressure and play almost everything on that left-hand side. If you're Pep Guardiola and you see the weakness in that Liverpool team, it's there. It's Elliott, who's very good but young. Right. This is the first game of this caliber that he starts. And then James Milner, who is good but who's old and doesn't play right back anymore. And you can put Foden and Cancelo on that side and even bring, if you want, a Gundogan a bit higher up to have that triangle on the left-hand side. They missed a big chance for me there by overthinking. I
almost felt it was like kind of like a double deception thing from him. That would have been the obvious thing to do, but we do have to give a shout out to Harvey Elliott. I thought he played two positions in that
Best
game.
Player in the game.
He was phenomenal.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.